Tonight's game, in my opinion, was easily the most disappointing and embarrassing out of all the games that the Jets played this season. Easily. Given the context of the situation, I know that Patriots game earlier on, last month in November, that was rough. And I had a lot of issues with that game. But to lose like this at home, in the middle of a playoff race, I get it. The Jets are on the outside looking in. The chances of making the playoffs are slim. Now, after tonight, extremely slim. But to come out and look like that, and I get it, it's on a short week. Nobody likes playing Thursday night football. It's horrible weather. But you know what? There was another team that lined up on the opposite side of the field. Another team that lined up on the other side of the line of scrimmage that looked completely fired up, completely charged up. They looked like they wanted to win. They looked like they wanted to be out there. They had the win right in front of their face. They just had to go out and take it. That is exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars did tonight. Credit them, credit their fans. Saw a couple of them in the stands at MetLife Stadium. I think when I look at what Jacksonville did, they were super efficient. And honestly, I hate to say this, but Doug Peterson, in my opinion, just ran circles around Robert Saleh. Jeff Ulbrich, that defense, I haven't dove completely into the numbers, but man, it looked like Trevor Lawrence just completely manhandled that defense tonight through the air and on the ground. We look at things like time of possession, doing whatever they wanted, calling whatever plays they wanted, hitting intermediate plays, short plays, going to the right, going to the left, running the ball effectively. I mean, listen to a couple of these drives. Okay, I had to break out the notebook here and write them all down. 10 plays, 61 yards, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. That drive resulted in a field goal. 16 plays, 96 yards, took 8 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. That drive resulted in a touchdown. You're telling me the Jacksonville Jaguars offense went 16 plays, basically the entire field, 96 yards, took up over 8 minutes of clock and resulted in a touchdown? Another drive, 8 plays, 61 yards, 4 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock. That drive resulted in a field goal. Another one, 7 plays, 40 yards, missed field goal. 12 plays, 49 yards, 6 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock, another field goal. The Jacksonville Jaguars offense was rolling tonight. They were rolling, and I get that they didn't put up 50 points or 40 points, but they controlled the game. They controlled the game from start to finish. They were in rhythm. They were in sync. At times, they just looked like they were toying with the Jets defense, and nobody has done that this season to that Jets squad, right? This Jets defense, and I've said it time and time again, we all know this. There's so much talent, so much young talent. There's a lot of core building blocks there, but tonight, it just wasn't their night. It was not their night. Manhandled by the Jacksonville Jaguars in MetLife Stadium. At this point in the season, to me, it's inexcusable. I know Christmas is right around the corner. I hate making a negative video. By the way, thanks so much for watching. I know this video is probably going up super late at night, so I appreciate you sticking around and staying up and taking the time to watch this. It really does mean a lot, given this performance especially. But it's inexcusable. Middle of the playoff race. And I know it's unrealistic for the Jets to go 3-0 and have the Dolphins lose and have the Patriots lose. It's a lot easier said than done with a lot of different things here. I get that, but it starts and it ends with the Jets. After this loss, they are officially winless in the month of December. Winless. 4-game losing streak. The Vikings, the Bills, the Lions, and the Jaguars. And what's really interesting about this season is that we got teams like the Tennessee Titans just starting to lose track and fall off. The Baltimore Ravens, they started fast. Now it's looking like the Bengals have just completely caught up to them, and the Bengals actually might win that division now. Jets, same thing. Giants, right? Another team started off really hot, just wheels fell off. And it's unfortunate. It sucks. I hate being in this position where it's just like week after week after week after week. It's mistakes and penalties that haunt this football team. Here we are again, where the Jets have a laundry list of penalties. What, 9-10 flags tonight called in this Jet squad? It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dropped pass there, an overthrow there, a bad play call there, a missed block, missed assignment there. It's just the mistakes. And it sucks because in the preview video that I posted this morning, the main two things that I really wanted to see from this Jet squad, understanding the magnitude of this game, and by the way, last game in MetLife Stadium of the year. I hate going out on this note, giving the home crowd that performance. I can't get too riled up. It's almost midnight here, but the two main points that I really wanted the Jets to hit on tonight: play clean football and consistent football. That's it. We didn't get either. Neither. Actually, we got consistently inconsistent football, if that makes sense. I mean, I just feel bad for the fans to go out like this, spending their money on a weeknight, Thursday Night Football, to go watch that performance. It just drives me up a wall. It drives me up a wall. I mean, let's just quickly bullet point talk about how many issues went wrong with tonight's game on all facets. Could not contain Trevor Lawrence's legs. He had 51 rushing yards on the day. Evan Ingram popped off, 7 catches, 113 receiving yards. That was a player we talked about in the preview video. He's coming off he's in the middle of one of his best seasons of his career. You can't let a guy like that just go unnoticed. Focusing on ETN, focusing on Christian Kirk. Evan Ingram has been a force this season. He's putting up some solid numbers, over 600 receiving yards. Again, tonight, 113 receiving yards, led the team in receiving yards. Time of possession. Let me quickly scan the time of possession because I know that stat is completely in favor of Jacksonville here. Let's see, 34 minutes and 52 seconds in favor of Jacksonville. New York Jets, 25 minutes and 8 seconds. What about inefficiency on third downs? Jets, 2 of 13 on third downs. Not good enough. Not good enough. What about on first downs? Let's see. That's another bullet point I wrote down. 10 first downs compared to Jacksonville's 19 first downs. I mean, we can look at total plays. Jacksonville 71, New York Jets 56. Total yards 365 for Jacksonville, 227 for the Jets. But here's the kicker. Both teams had the same amount of drives, 10 apiece. But Jacksonville was completely dominant, right? They just shined in so many different categories. But let's quickly talk about the offense here in specifics. What an absolute abomination. What a mess. From Mike LaFleur's play calls early on, from the poor offensive line play, from some of the decisions that Zach Wilson was making with the football, some of the Corey Davis had a brutal drop at the end of the game, I believe on a third or fourth down. Streveler was in at that point. A dropped pass in that situation with arguably the season on the line cannot happen. It cannot happen. I get it, the ball's wet, but a drop there cannot happen. And it kills me. It really does pain me to make a video like this. Again, a couple days away from Christmas, on a Thursday night. I know a lot of you guys have school tomorrow morning and you guys have work tomorrow morning, and it's going to be, it's going to be a long Friday for sure, but just disappointed and embarrassed. Winless in December. When the games matter the most, the Jets went winless in December. I'm still really, really thankful, really grateful that this team acquired 7 wins this season. For sure, I'm not taking anything away from that. They're in such a better place than today than they were, last season and everything like that. With all of the holes on the roster, all the improvements that they needed to make, there's just a couple of problems, and if we could fix these problems, whether it's personnel decisions, coaching decisions, overall just growing up, as a staff, as a team, this team is going in the right direction. I mean, you could say the same exact thing about Jacksonville. Jacksonville, though, again, this is the part that doesn't sit well with me. This is the part where I'm going to go to sleep in a little bit, and it's going to be on my mind. Trevor Lawrence is in year 1 of the Doug Peterson system, yet he looks like a veteran. Coming into today, last 6 games, 14 touchdowns, 1 interception, completion percentage, I believe slightly above 70%. and the Jaguars are winning football games, now arguably they could very well win that division with Tennessee starting to fall off a little bit. Jacksonville, they are well coached. They are well coached. I'm not saying that the Jets aren't, but I'm saying that there's definitely hurdles that the Jets staff has got to make. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. The Jets are beneath 500 on the season, losing to Jacksonville in an extremely disappointing fashion. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Credit Jacksonville, but thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.